different from a lot of the other videos that I have. This is a video on a web development project that I usually do, and I decided that on this channel I would also be posting some of my web development projects that I do. Since I don't put them up on the web, I don't want to make a website for every single project I do, and I do quite a few of them. So here I'm just going to kind of display what I've been working on. And as you can see by the website here, it's called the Missing 411 Study. Missing 411 was actually an Amazon documentary I watched a few years ago. It may have been actually during COVID when I watched it, and I was kind of interested in the whole idea of it, and I wanted to find a data set to kind of examine and see what I could get. And I will say right out from the start that the data set that I found actually wasn't as big as I thought. It only had, I think, 57 names in it, which is really not what I was expecting. So I decided just to push forward on the project and to see where it took me, and actually just to work on some web development skills. And one of the first things you'll see here is you have this Jumbotron that kind of zooms in and out, and I know it can kind of get nauseous. I just decided I've never done an effect like that, so I just wanted to see what it would look like to actually do it. Then as we scroll down this page, you've got Missing 411 and just some 3 random photos. And I just pulled that just to put here as kind of like a placeholder. And then the purpose of this site, which is kind of what I just said during COVID, I think I watched it. Then we comes down here and you can log in or sign up. And we have the footer down here. So that's like the main home page and what it looks like, the landing page, we could say. And overall, I think it's a pretty decent project. I like doing this. It is for the most part responsive, so if I kind of shrink it down, sorry about that, go down here, then we can kind of see it's kind of changed this whole format. Could have centered that a little bit better there. But yeah, that's what it looks like right here from the responsive side. So we'll blow it back up. And back here we have some of the code, which we'll look at kind of after as I go through it. So we have a sign up page and a login. And before I start, I'll say that I built this whole site using Vue.js and Python Flask, their web framework Flask. So it wasn't that hard at all to use or anything and build. So the sign up page, like you first name, last name, username, email, password, to confirm password, and you submit it, and it goes out to the MySQL database to basically put you into the database. And over here you can log in. And I have like a name I just created, like some random, this isn't even a real email address. I use this name for almost every one of my projects, and a password, put it in and log in. And we come right here, and this is where the graphs are of the data. And all these graphs were built using d3.js, and as you just kind of see, you can kind of hover over them and it'll tell you. So I have 5 graphs here. States with the most missing people by decade. So the 1930s looked like it had the most people with 18 missing. Top 5 most common ages: 3-year-olds, so small children. Missing by sex, males versus females. Missing by coast, east or west coast. And then down here I actually have a map of the missing. So we can actually go and type in like 1900. If I go like that, it'll change. Go to 2000. It'll change here. Now each one of these graphs, I guess I'll just start it down here. There's a little bar that shows how many people are missing. I can hover over it again, Montana 5. But if I click on it, it'll tell you 5 people are missing, and have a drill down into the actual names of the people missing, their age, and the state that they were. And I can just click off that and it'll close that drill down, and every one of the graphs has it. So up here with Wisconsin, I can see 3 names right there. It pops up. Over here for the 1930s, and we can scroll down and see all the people missing for the drill down. So that's like the project, what it looks like. And like I said, it's a really small and simple project. I usually will say that I'd like to use Google Charts to do a lot of my charting work, and this is probably one of the first projects I've done in a long time that I use solely d3.js. And I really enjoyed using it, and I'll probably continue to use it forward in a lot of my projects. So that's this part, and here's some of like the code that I'll just show. So this is like the code of the home page using the Vue.js. Some of the components, the data from the Python, like breaking everything down. right here. The one thing I'll say going back here is what this project does not have, which a lot of mine do, is a filter. Usually I would have a filter up here at the top that allows you. I just decided that since this was going to be a smaller project, not to include that. So, and it tells you I try to comment and add remarks to a lot of things up here to show you what the code was like. The data, if we look over there at that, at the CSV file, here's all the missing names. And if you look at it, it's actually like, it goes out in there, 58 lines, subtract 1 from the top. That's it. And I was really disappointed by this. I thought that it would have over 1,000 people in it. And it just has what it has. And that was unfortunate. So, I mean, the 1930s is showing from the data that I have that it's a decade that I was saying earlier. It has the most missing people. I would actually expect that to be a little bit later. There looks like, according to the data, that no one went missing from the 60s, 70s, and 80s, whereas I know that there's people from the Missing 411 project, or whatever you want to call the documentary, that disappeared during that time frame. So that's not accurate right there. So yeah, it's like someone tried to build this data set and added names to it and just stopped after a while. So this is not a complete. It's more about, hey, what my capabilities are. I like to build a lot of data visualization projects, and that this is what this was about. So I hope you enjoy this project, and again, this will be probably one of the first ones I display up on my page.